The Testament of Levi. The copy of the words of Levi, Leviy, the things which he ordained unto his sons, according to all that they should do, and what things should befall them until the day of judgment. He was sound in health when he called them to him, for it had been revealed to him that he should die. And when they were gathered together, he said to them, I, Leviy, was born in Haran, and I came with my father to Shechem, and I was young, about 20 years of age, when with Simon, Shimon, I wrought vengeance on Hamor for our sister Dinah. And when I was feeding the flocks in Avel Maul, the Ruach of understanding of YAHUAH came upon me, and I saw all men corrupting their way, and that unrighteousness had built for itself walls, and lawlessness sat upon towers. And I was grieved for the race of the sons of men, and I prayed to YAHUAH that I might be saved. Then there fell upon me a sleep, and I beheld a high mountain, and I was upon it. And behold, the heavens were opened, and an angel of Elohim said to me, Leviy, enter. And I entered from the first heaven, and I saw there a great sea hanging. And further I saw a second heaven, far brighter and more brilliant, for there was a boundless light also therein. And I said to the angel, Why is this so? And the angel said to me, Marvel not at this, for you shall see another heaven more brilliant and incomparable. And when you have ascended there, you shall stand near YAHUAH, and shall be his minister, and shall declare his mysteries to men, and shall proclaim concerning him that shall redeem Yasharel. And by you and Yehuda shall YAHUAH appear among men, saving every race of men. And from YAHUAH's portion shall be your life, and he shall be your field, and vineyard, and fruits, gold and silver. Hear therefore regarding the heavens, which have been shown to you. The lowest is for this cause gloomy unto you, in that it beholds all the unrighteous deeds of men. And it has fire, snow, and ice made ready for the day of judgment, and the righteous judgment of Elohim, for in it are all the Ruach oath of the retributions for vengeance on men. And in the second are the hosts of the armies, which are ordained for the day of judgment, to work vengeance on the Ruach oath of deceit and of Baal. And above them are the holy ones, and in the highest of all dwells the great glory, far above all holiness. In the heaven next to it are the archangels, who minister and make propitiation to YAHUAH for all the sins of ignorance of the righteous, offering to YAHUAH a sweet-smelling savor, a reasonable and a bloodless offering. And in the heaven below this are the angels who bear answers to the angels of the presence of YAHUAH. And in the heaven next to this are thrones and dominions, and which are always they offer praise to Elohim. When therefore YAHUAH looks upon us, all of us are shaken. Yeah, the heavens and the earth and the abysses are shaken at the presence of his majesty. But the sons of men, having no perception of these, sin and provoke El Elyon. Now therefore, know that YAHUAH shall execute judgment upon the sons of men, because when the rocks are being rent, and the sun quenched, and the waters dried up, and the fire cowering, and all creation troubled, and the invisible Ruach oath melting away, and Sheol takes spoils through the visitations of El Elyon, men will be unbelieving and persistent in their iniquity. On this account with punishment shall they be judged. Therefore El Elyon has heard your prayer, to separate you from iniquity, and that you shall become to him a son, and a servant, and a minister of his presence. The light of knowledge shall you light up in Yaakov, and as the sun shall you be to all the seed of Yasharel. And there shall be given to you a blessing, and to all seed, until YAHUAH shall visit all the other nations in his tender mercies forever. And therefore there have been given to you counsel and understanding, that you might instruct your sons concerning this, because they that bless him shall be blessed, and they that curse him shall perish. And thereupon the angel opened to me the gates of heaven, and I saw the holy temple, and upon a throne of glory El Elyon. And he said to me, Leviy, I have given you the blessings of the priesthood, until I come and sojourn in the midst of Yasharel. Then the angel brought me down to earth, and gave me a shield and a sword, and said to me, Execute vengeance on Shechem, because of Dinah your sister, and I will be with you, because YAHUAH has sent me. And I destroyed at that time the sons of Hamor, as it is written in the heavenly tablets. And I said to him, I pray you, O Adonai, tell me your name, that I may call upon you in a day of tribulation. And he said to me, I am the angel who intercedes for the nation of Yasharel, that they might not be smitten utterly, for every evil ruach attacks it. And after these things I awakened and blessed El Elyon, and the angel who intercedes for the nation of Yasharel and for all the righteous. And when I was going to my father, I found a brazen shield, wherefore also the name of the mountain is Aspis, which is near Gavah, to the south of Abilah. And I kept these words in my heart. And after this I counseled my father and Reuven my brother to buy the sons of Hamor not to be circumcised, for I was zealous because of the abomination which they had wrought on my sister. And I slew Shechem first, and Shimon slew Hamor. And after this my brothers came and smote that city with the edge of the sword. And my father heard these things, and was wroth, and he was grieved, and that they had received the circumcision, and after that had been put to death, and in his blessings he looked amiss upon us. For we sinned because we had done this thing against his will, and he was sick on that day. But I saw that the sentence of Elohim was for evil upon Shechem. For they sought to do to Sarah and Rivkah as they had done to Dinah our sister. But YAHUAH prevented them. And they persecuted Abraham our father when he was a stranger, and they vexed his flocks when they were big with young. And Abiam, who was born in his house, they most shamefully handled. And thus they did to all strangers, taking away their women by force, and they banished them. But the wrath of YAHUAH came upon them to the uttermost. And I said to my father Yaakov, By you will YAHUAH despoil the Canaanim, and will give their land to you and to your seed after you. For from this day forward shall Shechem be called a city of imbeciles. For as a man mocks a fool, so did we mock them, because also they had wrought folly in Yasharel by defiling my sister. And we departed and came to Beit El. And there again I saw a vision as the former, after we had spent there 70 days. And I saw 7 men in white raiment, saying unto me, Arise, put on the robe of the priesthood, and the crown of righteousness, and the breastplate of understanding, and the garment of truth, and the plate of faith, and the turban of the head, and the ephod of prophecy. And they severally carried these things, and put them on me, and said unto me, From hereafter become a priest of YAHUAH, you and your seed forever. And the first anointed me with holy oil, and gave to me the staff of judgment. The second washed me with pure water, and fed me with bread and wine, even the most holy things, and clad me with a holy and glorious robe. The third clothed me with a linen vestment, like an ephod. The fourth put round me a girdle like unto purple. The fifth gave me a branch of rich olive. The sixth placed a crown on my head. The seventh placed on my head a diadem of priesthood, and filled my hands with incense, that I might serve as priest to YAHUAH Elohim. And they said to me, Leviy, your seed shall be divided into 3 offices, for a sign of the glory of YAHUAH who is to come. And the first portion shall be great, yea, greater than it shall none be. The second shall be in the priesthood, and the third shall be called by a new name, because a king shall arise in Yehudah, and shall establish a new priesthood, after the fashion of the other nations, to all the other nations. And his presence is beloved, as a prophet of El Elyon, of the seed of Abraham our father. Therefore every desirable thing in Yasharel shall be for you, and for your seed, and you shall eat everything fair to look upon, and the table of YAHUAH shall your seed apportion. And some of them shall be high priests, and judges, and scribes, for by their mouth shall the holy place be guarded. And when I awoke, I understood that this dream was like the first dream. And I hid this also in my heart, and told it not to any man upon the earth. And after 2 days, I and Yehudah went up with our father Yaakov to Yitzhak our father's father, and my father's father blessed me according to all the words of the visions which I had seen. And he would not come to us to Beit El. And when we came to Beit El, my father saw a vision concerning me, that I should be their priest unto Elohim. And he rose up early in the morning, and paid tithes of all to YAHUAH through me. And so we came to Chevron to dwell there. And Yitzhak called me continually to put me in remembrance of the Torah of YAHUAH, even as the angel of YAHUAH showed unto me. And he taught me the Torah of the priesthood, of sacrifices, whole burnt offerings, first fruits, freewill offerings, peace offerings. And each day he was instructing me, and was busied on my behalf before YAHUAH, and said to me, Beware of the ruach of fornication, for this shall continue, and shall be by your seed, pollute the holy place. Take therefore to yourself a woman without blemish or pollution, while yet you are young, and not of the race of strange nations. And therefore, entering into the holy place, bathe, and when you offer the sacrifices, wash. And again when you finish the sacrifices, wash of 12 trees, having leaves. Offer to YAHUAH, as Abraham taught me also, and of every clean beast and bird offer a sacrifice to YAHUAH, and of all your first fruits, and of wine offer the first, as a sacrifice to YAHUAH Elohim, and every sacrifice you shall salt with salt. Now therefore observe whatever I command you, children, for whatsoever things I have heard from my fathers I have declared unto you. And behold, I am clear from your wickedness and transgression, which you shall commit in the end of the ages, against the Savior of the world, Mashiach, acting wickedly, deceiving Yasharel, and stirring up against it great evils from YAHUAH. And you shall dwell lawlessly together with Yasharel, so he shall not bear with Yerushalayim because of your wickedness. But the veil of the temple shall be rent, so as not to cover your shame. And you shall be scattered as captives among the other nations, and shall be for a reproach and for a curse there. For the house which YAHUAH shall choose shall be called Yerushalayim, as it is contained in the Sefer of Hanok the righteous. Therefore, when I took a woman, I was 28 years old, and her name was Milcah. And she conceived and bore a son, and I called his name Gershon, for we were sojourners in our land. And I saw concerning him that he would not be in the first rank. And Kohath was born in the 35th year of my life, towards sunrise. And I saw in a vision that he was standing on high in the midst of all the assembly. Therefore I called his name Kohath, which is beginning of majesty and instruction. And she bore me a third son, in the 40th year of my life. And since his mother bore him with difficulty, I called him Merari, that is, my bitterness, because he also was like to die. And Yocheved was born in Mitzrayim, in my 64th year, for I was renowned then in the midst of my brethren. And Gershon took a woman, and she bore to him Lamni and Shemi. And the sons of Kohath, Amram, Shishakar, Chevron, and Oziel. And the sons of Merari, Muli, and Moshe. And in the 94th year Amram took Yocheved, my father, for his woman, for they were born in one day, he and my daughter. 8 years old was I when I went into the land of Canaan, and 18 years when I slew Shechem. And at 19 years I became priest, and at 28 years I took a woman. And at 48 I went into Mitzrayim. And behold, my children, you are a third generation. In my 118th year, Yosef died. And now, my children, I command you, fear Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart, and walk in simplicity according to all his Torah. And do you also teach your children letters, that they may have understanding all their life, reading unceasingly the Torah of Elohim. For every one that knows the Torah of Yahweh shall be honored, and shall not be a stranger wherever he goes. Yea, many friends shall he gain more than his parents, and many men shall desire to serve him, and to hear the Torah from his mouth. Work righteousness, therefore, my children, upon the earth, that you may have it as a treasure in heaven. And sow good things in your souls, that you may find them in your life. But if you sow evil things, you shall reap every trouble and affliction. Get wisdom in the fear of Elohim with diligence. For though there be a leading into captivity, and cities and lands be destroyed, and gold and silver and every possession perish, the wisdom of the wise no one can take away, save the blindness of wickedness, and the callousness that comes of sin. For if one keeps oneself from these evil things, then even among his enemies shall wisdom be a glory to him, and in a strange country a fatherland, and in the midst of foes shall prove a friend. Whoever teaches noble things and does them shall be enthroned with kings, as was also Joseph my brother. Therefore, my children, I have learned that at the end of the ages you will transgress against Yahweh, stretching out hands to wickedness against him, and to all the other nations shall you become a scorn. For our father Yasharel is pure from the transgressions of the chief priest, who shall lay their hands upon the Savior of the world. For as the heaven is purer in Yahweh's sight than the earth, so also be you, the lights of Yasharel, purer than all the other nations. But if you be darkened through transgressions, what, therefore, will all the other nations do living in blindness? Yea, you shall bring a curse upon our race, because the light of the Torah, which was given to lighten every man, this you desire to destroy by teaching commandments contrary to ordinances of Elohim. The offerings of Yahweh you shall rob, and from his portion shall you steal choice portions, eating them contemptuously with harlots. And out of covetousness you shall teach the commandments of Yahweh. Wedded women shall you pollute, and the virgins of Jerusalem shall you defile. And with harlots and adulteresses shall you be joined, and the daughters of the other nations shall you take to be your women, purifying them with an unlawful purification. And your union shall be like unto Sodom and Amorah. And you shall be puffed up because of your priesthood, lifting yourselves up against men, and not only so, but also against the commands of Elohim. For you shall condemn the holy things with jest and laughter. Therefore the temple which Yahweh shall choose shall be laid waste through your uncleanness, and you shall be captives throughout all nations, and you shall be an abomination unto them. And you shall receive reproach and everlasting shame from the righteous judgment of Elohim. And all who hate you shall rejoice at your destruction. And if you were not to receive mercy through Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, our fathers, not one of your seed shall be left upon the earth. And now I have learnt that for 70 weeks you shall go astray and profane the priesthood and pollute the sacrifices. And you shall make void the Torah, and set at naught the words of the prophets by evil perverseness. And you shall persecute righteous men, and hate the righteous, the words of the faithful shall you abhor. And a man who renews the Torah in the power of El Elyon you shall call a deceiver. And at last you shall rush upon him to slay him, not knowing his dignity, taking innocent blood through wickedness upon your heads. And your holy places shall be laid waste, even to the ground because of him. And you shall have no place that is clean, but you shall be among the other nations a curse and a dispersion, until he again visit you, and in pity shall receive you, through faith and water. And whereas you have heard concerning the 70 weeks, hearing also concerning the priesthood, for in each jubilee there shall be a priesthood. And in the first jubilee, the first who is anointed so, the priesthood shall be great, and shall speak to Elohim as a father, and his priesthood shall be perfect with YAHUAH. And in the day of his gladness shall he arise from the salvation of the world. In the second Jubilee, he that is anointed shall be conceived in the sorrow of beloved ones, and his priesthood shall be honored, and shall be glorified by all. And the third priest shall be taken a hold of by sorrow, and the fourth shall be in pain because of unrighteousness, shall gather itself against him exceedingly, and all Yasharel shall hate each one his neighbor. The fifth shall be taken a hold of by darkness, likewise also the sixth and the seventh. And in the seventh shall be such pollution as I cannot express before men, for they shall know it who do these things. Therefore shall they be taken captive and become a prey, and their land and their substance shall be destroyed. And in the fifth week they shall return to their desolate country, and shall renew the house of YAHUAH. And in the seventh week shall become priests, who are adulterers, breakers of wedlock, lovers of money, proud, lawless, lascivious, abusers of children and beasts. And after their punishment shall have come from YAHUAH, the priesthood shall fail. Then shall YAHUAH raise up a new priest, and to him all the words of YAHUAH shall be revealed. And he shall execute a righteous judgment upon the earth for a multitude of days. And his star shall arise in heaven as of a king, lighting up the light of knowledge as the sun the day. And he shall be magnified in the world. And he shall shine forth as the sun on the earth, and shall remove all darkness from under heaven. And there shall be a place in all the earth. The heavens shall exult in his days, and the earth shall be glad, and the clouds shall rejoice. And the knowledge of YAHUAH shall be poured forth upon the earth, as the water of the seas. And the angels of the glory of the presence of YAHUAH shall be glad in him. The heavens shall be opened, and from the temple of glory shall come upon him sanctification, with the Father's voice, as from Abraham to Yitzhak. And the glory of Elohim shall be uttered over him, and the Ruach of understanding and sanctification shall rest upon him in the water. For he shall give the majesty of YAHUAH to his sons in truth forevermore. And there shall none succeed in him for all generations forever. And in his priesthood the other nations shall be multiplied in knowledge upon the earth, and enlightened through the grace of YAHUAH. And his priesthood shall sin come to an end, and the lawless shall cease to do evil. And the just shall rest in him. And he shall open the gates of paradise, and shall remove the threatening sword against Adam. And he shall give to the Kodashim, the saints, to eat from the tree of life, and the Ruach of holiness shall be on them. And Baal shall be bounced by him, and he shall give power to his children to tread upon the evil Ruach oath. And YAHUAH shall rejoice in his children, and be well pleased in his beloved ones forever. Then shall Abraham and Yitzhak and Yaakov exult, and I will be glad, and all the Kodashim shall clothe themselves with joy. And now, my children, you have heard all. Choose therefore for yourselves either the light or the darkness, either the Torah of YAHUAH or the works of Baal. And his sons answered him, saying, Before YAHUAH we will walk according to his Torah. And their father said unto them, YAHUAH is witness, and his angels are witnesses, and you are witnesses, and I am witness, concerning the word of your mouth. And his sons said unto him, We are witnesses. And thus Leviy ceased commanding his sons, and he stretched out his feet on the bed, and was gathered to his fathers, after he had lived 137 years. And they laid him in a coffin, and afterwards they buried him in Chevron, with Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov.